All right, here we are. Yay. Hi, everybody. Welcome, and much love and welcome to Terri Suzuki, who's here with me this week. Thank you for being here again, girl. And we want to shout out Happy Father's Day to all the dads here, all those that act like a dad, all those who are dad surrogates, grandfathers, all the other things. And today I'm shouting out to my husband. It's his 68th birthday. So happy birthday to him. Yeah, he gets it. A lot of the times it's on Father's Day. It's very interesting whenever, because it's the 18th and it's usually like, what is it? The third Sunday of the month is Father's Day. I think it is. So, yeah. So yay. So hi, Craig and Andrea. And Jean is here. She's just lurking. We're happy to see you. And I'm sure it's going to catch up. All right, here it's starting to catch up a little bit. So, yeah. Hi, Emmy J. How are you, Mary Ellen? It's nice to see you. So we got this simulcast on both channels. And I don't know, do we have some dads lined up for us to read today? That would be really nice. Hi, Kate.
Yeah.
Long time no see. I hope you're okay. Yeah. Hi, Lena. Welcome.
Yeah.
So yes, I got all the kids coming over at noon. All the kids, they're all over 35. Every one of them. Anyway, it's not so great here. It's raining out, but we have a big umbrella, so we're going to grill outside, eat inside, and then we'll be also with 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs. 6 dogs will be here today.
That sounds like a party.
It is definitely a party. We did that at Christmas time, and it was like, oh my God, because we got 2 miniature schnauzers, we got a corgi, and 3 Shih Tzus. So at least they're relatively small, because Bella's not with us anymore. Yeah. Hello, Wayne Rich. How are you, dear? Can you get a finance reading for the next 7 months? Well, Lena, we can certainly try. You want a finance and a love reading? Well, we'll bring through what wants to come through, Lena. How about that? We'll do that for you today. Yeah. Anybody want to have a medium reading this morning? Go ahead and put it up. Hi, Thomas. How are you? We sometimes dads are lined up, aren't they, Terri? They're like lined up, waiting to be heard. Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
On Mother's Day, mothers are. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like that probably is going to happen today a lot, because I was meditating with my ladies Sunday morning, and Spirit put me in an old pickup with my dad driving down the old road. And then we started picking up dads on the side of the road. My uncles, dad, everybody's dads. There's some dads I don't even know, and it's like, okay, yeah, the dads are here today.
Dad's in a pickup truck.
Yeah. And then,
so see, you were picking them up. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, dads are definitely around, because I'll tell about my experience, but I won't show the pictures. But
yes, please do if you want.
My dad was a funny guy. He loved being with people. He was very fun. He's a fun guy. Loves being around. And he also interacts a lot with my middle sister. I'm the oldest of 5, and middle sister is also a psychic medium, but she doesn't practice. And this week, she was just talking with my other sister on the phone, on their iPhones. They were doing a video call. And she suddenly noticed that my sister's face started changing. Sometimes my dad's face would superimpose over my little sister's face. For 45 minutes, he did that. He went in and out, like you're just teasing my sister. So that's so funny. I won't show pictures, but we have pictures of it. So.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So
it's amazing. She showed me what her dad looked like. She showed me what her sister looked like. And then she showed me the picture. And it gave me such goosebumps. It was amazing. And it's just amazing that she was able to capture it, because it's just so, I bet it's not too hard. What a great way to see somebody, really, if you think about it. It's not too hard to for them. The energy that's in this phone is probably easier than a lot of other things, that like moving something or doing something.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think the thing is my sister interacts with my dad a lot.
So much.
That's
Yeah.
the only person she really wants to talk to on the other side. So I think it's easy for him to interact with her.
Yeah.
So,
but I think it's really interesting. You didn't say this, but she sent it to your brother, and the first thing out of your brother's mouth was,
well, she sent the picture with no
no
this little.
explanation.
He
Right.
was going to
Yeah.
call him, but he was pastor. He said, "How in the world are you on an iPhone talking to Dad? How do you place Dad on your phone?" And so because she kind of thought, well, maybe I'm just making this up. Maybe I
I
don't.
know. Maybe it isn't real. Sure.
Right. And yeah, no. Allie thought it looks like him, doesn't it?
It did. The nose was amazing. I mean, she showed me her sister's nose that is a little bit tiny, but her dad's nose is pretty prominent and has like you said, a flat part.
Right. It's very wide and it has
wide,
like a little square tip.
Square flat part here. And was there.
Yeah.
So
on the lips, the eyebrows, everything. It's really a phenomenal picture.
It was a phenomenal picture. It was. All right, so I'm getting some dad questions, and I'm going to go ahead and, oh, really, Wiki? Your mom came appeared in the clouds on your birthday, and you got a picture. Wow, that's really awesome, dear. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and do you first, Erin, because you said you had to go. And then, hi, Jill. Hi, everybody. Thank you all for being here. She would like to hear from her papa, DL. He was the father I wished I had. Will any man love me like he did? Well, I don't know about that, Erin, because we really idealize these men. My daughter felt that way about her grandpa, too.
Oh. Okay.
Hi, Jill. Oh, Andrea, I got you. We'll call on you. We'll call on you. You just got to hang around and wait. Got it, Terry?
Well, yeah. Well, right away, I get him on the stage, and he's a I don't want to say a big. Well, it's hard to say whether they're big or not, but he's a substantial man. And immediately he said, I tried to do my best. He said, if I could just know what I know now and go back and do it again, it would be even better, even better. So in other words, he has a super soft heart, where that he of course loved you, of course did a great job, but he wishes he could have done even better. So, yeah. What message do you have for Erin about will she find somebody love her like you do? Oh my goodness, he's already like, He's like, nobody will love you like Papa. Okay, so Papa, but will she find love that will fulfill her heart? He says yes, but it's also up to you. You are part of the equation, and he's kind of showing me your heart. He's kind of expanding it. He's saying, you will have to expand your heart to bring that kind of love in. Hang on a sec. Hang on. So, okay, can you explain that a little more carefully? That kind of love is give and take. It's not always magical and wonderful all the time. You both have to work at it. You also have to realize that, and this was from the ladies this morning, archetype of father is changing. This is becoming more balanced than in the past. And so you're not, you have to account for that as you are looking for love and allowing love to come in your heart. That the archetype you're looking for, love may not look quite like what you think it's going to look like. So it may be a tiny bit hard to see, like identify. Is there anything that you can give us or give her to help identify? And he gives me a dove. Gives me a dove with a little bit of greenery in its mouth. So what does that mean? Does that mean she's going to see a picture or see a dove? So either you'll know because you see this image, or just the peace that this image brings. Peace. You're going to find peace with this too. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. She said he lived to 96 and he was a blessing to many more than her. There's rare people like that, honey. She said, where are my dimes, Papa? I'm thrilled whenever I find one. I think probably he's sending them as best he can for you. Because it takes energy to do that. It does. Right. I was just telling that to Terry, that the face that was superimposed on this picture was amazing. And it had to have been a little bit easier for her dad to do that than it would be to leave a dime or to move something or to do something in the physical world, because it takes a lot of energy. But he says, you're going through a transformation, but I got the same thing. Don't hold me up as your example. And, you will be loved the way you should be loved by someone, yes, but it may not be the way Papa was, because, Papa's love is very, very different. But he's thrilled you asked him to come through today because he loves you dearly. He wants you to clear your energy, and he wants you to remember to do that whenever you're feeling down or depressed or sad. He said, just go out in the rain, go walk on the green grass with your bare feet, maybe smudge if you can, but make sure you clear your energy so you're not carrying around anything negative. And he said, whenever you need me, my help is on the way. Just call on me and I'll be there. You may not see me, but maybe eventually you will, or you'll know that I'm there. You'll sense it. So, you're spoiled, but he did it. That's sweet, honey. There's not a lot of people that are lucky enough to have a father that was so kind and loving. And I know I was very lucky. Mm-hmm. And I saw how my brother took in and loved children that weren't his own. And it took him a while, but he got so good at what he did that he fathered everybody. And then there are some that never, ever can do that. And unfortunately, my two children's fathers, they can't even do it now. So their grandfather was the person that they loved as well. And he was there for them as long as he could be. So anyway, Erin, thank you for your question. And I think your grandfather's happy that you brought him through today. All right, so we have Miss Andrea Galvin, and she said she came here to observe, but they just wanted to come through today. So her dad and his half-brother Earl, can you ask them what they want? Andrea. Nothing like being blunt, Andrea. Hey, what do you want?
My dad is half. It could be kind of nice to know your dad's first name too. So
Yeah.
Andrea's dad, Earl.
Yes, Lena, I'll do yours. I promise. I'm just trying to get some of the what do you call it out of the way? The medium ones out of the way. Okay, we'll get to you. I promise.
Are you, Andrea? I'd like to know
Andrea, what's your daddy's name, honey?
why you're hanging around so much.
His name was Frank.
Right.
Oh, your dad's name is Frank McKenzie. That's not what we want, honey. Okay, though. Thank you for letting me know. All right. I think I have
Frank?
a question from her. No, I think I have
oh
a
my
question.
God.
Yeah.
Okay. Andrea's dad. But why are you and Earl hanging around? Well, he says it is Father's Day after all. So we're hanging around. We're here with you just to lend you a little bit of fatherly energy. You know, we were like a team in life, so we're here as a team to kind of give you some energy.
Andrea, where are you?
And
Tom and Earl.
Okay. Tom and
Thanks,
Earl.
Andrea.
And they're saying that that they wanted to blend their energy with yours to round out your spiritual energy a little bit. That they noticed that you were kind of heavy on the divine feminine energy. They want to give you a little bit of this male energy to kind of balance you out a bit. What else? Is there anything else that you need to tell her?
Oh my God.
So this is kind of tricky, but they're showing me like a room that you live in, and they're directing my eye to somewhere where you kind of keep art supplies. And they're showing me that buried deep in those art supplies is like a little memento of some memento that means something to you about them. And they're hoping that over the course of time, you're going to discover this and think of them. It will mean something to you. So they're not giving me the message. I think they want you to find the message.
Find the message. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're just there. They're just nice. They're
just there. But
lovely.
I got the same message, honest to God, here. I got, first of all, they know that you go within. They know that you go within, but yes, they want you to balance with the divine masculine as well. This almost, if you look at this picture, I just noticed this. It almost looks like fallopian tubes, doesn't it?
It does.
And it does. All this, but I've looked at it 100 times. I haven't seen that before. But when you said about her love of the divine feminine, which is perfectly fine. They say, what you're doing is perfectly fine. But remember us. We are part of you as well. And so we want you to balance that. And we love that you are grabbing them by the ovaries. I guess. Oh my God, Andrea. And it's like you've got the vision right there in your hand. You've got it. Look at the eye, the third eye.
Oh, wow.
The vision. Just make sure you include us because we're not chopped liver.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Oh God, Andrea. I don't know if that makes sense. Were they funny guys, like funny guys, or guys that get in trouble with each other because they're together and they're having fun? I don't know. I was just getting that from
I don't think they want anything from you. I think they're
no.
just lending you a little of
It's
their
like,
energy.
remember us, remember. We're seeing what you're doing. Oh, God, that's funny. All right, let's go ahead and do Lena. She would like the finance reading and a love reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out whatever the cards tell us today,
Right?
or the guides tell us today that you need to know right away. Okay, because 7 months is kind of a long time. And remember, this is just what's going on right now in the energy that we're in. So, okay. And I do have everybody else lined up here. Pierrette, Emmy J, Suzanne, Light 777, and Thomas. I got yours. And Mackenzie, I'm guessing you want a reading from your dad? I don't know. Oh, that is The Higher Self Oracle by Dina Riddick. And I love it. It's great. It's a great deck, Emmy J. Yeah. Oh. Oh, Andrea. Okay.
Well, Andrea, they're over it now.
They're over it. Oh my
God. Oh, sorry, I kind of got sucked back into your dad's brother. So sorry, Lena. Hang on a sec, Lena, because I was actually with you and they kind of yanked me out real quick.
They yank you out? Okay.
It was planned. It was planned for your dad's growth. Your dad to learn. Yes, he didn't like Earl's sexual, orientation, but this was planned growth for him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he were still here, he'd be really growing now. So
yeah,
it's okay. And they're okay now. They're completely fine. Okay, so now back to Lena.
Okay.
Okay. So, Lena, I think that they have chosen romance. And the way they're showing me time is on a music score. I'm seeing a music score written out, and there's this note that is bouncing down the music score. It's bouncing, but I understand that the music note is like your heart. It's kind of like your heart. Okay, so let me follow the score and see what happens. The lighter your heart, the higher the heart note bounces. So how does she get her heart light? Heart getting lighter is about happiness and joy. And they're reminding me to tell you what I know. Happy. I know some people might not love hearing this, but happiness is just a choice. It's just a choice. Just choose to be happy. Just choose to be happy and grateful that you're here, you're alive, that everything around you, whatever happens, good or bad, just be grateful for it because it's all a lesson. It's all we're learning about things. As you increase your happiness and as you notice little instances of joy, the musical register stops going as deep. It stops going into those deep, deep notes. It stays higher.
Mm-hmm.
So what does this mean? What does this mean?
Wow.
So the more joy, the more happiness, the lighter your heart, the easier it is for love to find you, for you to find love. Okay, can you show me the next 7 months on the score? So they're giving me this knowing. So I can't really tell you how I know this, but if you can, especially this summer, be more light and joyful and happy, and not every time you see a guy or meet a guy, just not invest like this is it, just to really just be
Remain
happy and
open.
bouncing
Yeah.
off thing in yourself, not in that they love that they're interested in you, just basically that you are worth being happy for. It looks to me like you might meet somebody serious around December.
Oh, okay. There you go. Is that 7 months? No, that's 6 months. Okay.
Well,
Close enough. Yeah.
just meeting doesn't mean anything per se. You're gonna so
Uh-huh.
let me just see if they'll show me one more month.
Yep.
So they're
I
just
get
saying stay light, stay light.
I get in the coming months with that question. So stay light is right, especially with these cards that I got for you, Lena. I asked for the cards to come through that needed to come through for you at this time, and what I got was more of a romance reading as well. I have here that you're at a fork in the road, and you might have to be making some tough decisions because there may be two people, and you're the third. You may have two suitors or two people that are interested in being with you, and that's going to make it a little difficult for you because you're going to have to figure out which one you're going to want to be with, which is a hard decision to make. But I think Terry's right. Take your time, remain free, check it out. Don't make quick decisions. You will be tempted to do that. They're very tempting people with wonderful offers, but you have to discern it. And I have to say, it's happened to me in the past, and it's not a good feeling. It isn't. You don't know if you're making the right choice, and you have to really rely on your gut intuition. But usually, your choice is the right one for you. Finally, I pulled another card because I wanted to know what the outcome was, and it was invite peace. Invite peace in. So in other words, take your time and relax, just as Terry said in her reading, and know that you just have to find out what's good for you, Lena, in that.
I do want to say, Lena, that as I was reading, it does feel I got really a clear feeling that this happiness and the light, the much as you can lighten your spirit, it also helps your financial situation.
Uh-huh.
High
Yep,
vibration attracts high vibration back.
that's right. That's
So
right. She's wondering if they are the ones that maybe bring in the money. And I says, very possible, but she's going to be able to tell. She'll be able to tell what's, what works for her. But remember, money is wonderful, but peace of mind is more important for you, for all of us. So thanks, Lena. Thank you, dear. We just pulled what came through, and that's what came through for us today.
Yeah.
Okay, Pierrette. She'd love to hear from her daddy, Edgar.
Oh, so Edgar, I read for you the other day on Edgar, and I see him again on your stage. I don't really remember what he looked like before, but he looks a lot like you. Just a very male version of it, and he is on just really on the corner of my stage, and he is dressed as if he's going fishing. He's got all this fishing gear on. He's got a pole. He's got all this, and he's letting me know that today, I mean, it's not like a day over there for them or anything, but he's referencing my dad. He said, I'm taking a play out of Lester's book. My dad's name was Lester, and I'm going to go fishing today. He said, I don't think I took enough time for this in my lifetime to do something fun, and this is what I'm going to do. So he's going to go have fun. Yeah, that's what he's doing. So he's happy. He's happy that you're acknowledging him, but and basically he's showing us by choosing to do something fun how light his spirit is and how much he enjoys being over there. I can really see, so behind him, to me, also, I'm seeing, this might be a leftover from Lena, but I'm seeing what looks like a fence or the music score, where that he's connected to you. There's background connection to you. So, yeah,
Wonderful.
that's cool.
So, Pierrette, I get here, listen, he's got a message for you. And we know how talented you are, Pierrette, really. You have such wonderful abilities. And he says sometimes he talks to you and you seem to understand exactly what he's saying. He's saying, you are such a success. Look at all the beautiful energy around you. He says, I'm so proud to look down upon you and see all the beautiful woman and the beautiful work that you've done. And never fear, for I am near, is what he says. Thank you, Pierrette. It's so nice. All right. Thanks for the info, Andrea. I'm sorry about your dad. No wonder he had reasons for feeling the way he did, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Mary Ellen, she changed it. She said he died in 2018, but I don't think that really matters. We'll see if we can get a hold of Herbert today.
Right.
And here we go.
So Mary Ellen, before I could even get my little mantra going, he was already here. And but he's taking me kind of out in the cosmos, and he's on a ship. He's on a great big ship. And it's kind of light at the top. The background is light at the top, going down to blues and deep, deep blues. So the ship is kind of taking advantage of that, because it looks a little like water. But what I understood, what I'm actually getting from this is that he interacts with you in your subconscious a lot. Your spirit, maybe when you're asleep, when your spirit is out there roaming a bit, he's with you.
Mm.
He is captain of this ship. Can you show me, Herbert, more about this? I think he had either a love of the ocean or a love of fish. There's something going on here that this is a place that he would love to be. Can you tell me more about what you're doing? Can I tell it that? So he is providing background support for you because you have a very big job coming up that you agreed to when you came here. So it's part of your life's work. There's something big coming up. Now, that doesn't mean you know what they think is big and what we think are big are very different things. So it's not like becoming a CEO is big. No, not big to them at all.
Right.
Uh, so Herbert, yeah, he's providing motion, uh, propelling you forward, support on your journey to be able to complete the job that you were given.
Beautiful.
And he, yeah, you can talk to him anytime, but he is definitely huge support for you. He's doing something in the background for you like all the time. Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
Herbie loved the water and served in World War II in the Navy. Okay,
Oh,
well,
for
it's a
heaven's
big ship.
sakes.
Okay.
That's really cool. That's
Well,
really
he's the
cool.
captain of that ship, so
Captain of his own ship now. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Um, I got a dry desert here, which is totally different from a ship,
okay.
but it's you. It's you walking through. Maybe you're having some difficulties, and he can see that. He said sometimes it might feel like you're walking through a dry desert toward a destination that's really far away. But he says, making the choices that are correct. You can see that there's two doors there above, and maybe you're going to be making another choice. I don't know. But what he wants you to know is that you are so strong. You have the world in your hands. And look at that. And he is also your strength. And he's the one that helps you understand your world and to balance it as best you can. So yes, he is with you. He says, maybe don't worry if you're not walking through the dry desert. That's just a metaphor for if you're having difficult times and you're making choices, know that you have the strength to do it. There you go. Oh, you feel him all the time? That's wonderful. I feel my dad too. He's one of my guides. So I understand. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's wonderful to still have him around. So thanks, Mary Ellen. Thank you, dear. Okay, so Spirit Watcher Suzanne would like to hear from her dad, Paul.
So I just need a little more time here, a sec, to kind of
Take your time.
figure out
Take
what's going on here.
Okay.
Often what they do is like for instance, her dad's name's Paul. I had an Uncle Paul who was a
Okay.
fabulous dad. So they often show up
Uh-huh.
on my stage to help guide me, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
then I get a little bit lost between the two Pauls energy. I'm
Yeah.
just sorting out between them a little bit. Well, so my Uncle Paul on the stage, what he represents to me is community service. That he lived in a very small town, but I think he was the mayor, the firefighter, the city council. I mean, the bus driver for the schools. I mean, he did it all, and so he represents community service. But with your dad, there's it's not like Paul. My Paul is saying your Paul is exactly like that. actually what I get more is maybe your dad had more spiritual service. Okay, so is that right? He's shaking his head, yes. Okay. So what message do you have for Suzanne? So first off, the first thing he did, which is kind of funny, is he's like holding up the world. He said, "I like that last card. I like that. I'm holding up the world for you too." And he's got a good kind of sense of humor. And he said, "But really," he said, "I am part of your spirit team. I'm really helping. I feel like you might not have known this, but he definitely had a very spiritual bent to him, and he's lending that help to you." Okay, so do you have a message? Now he's showing me stairs, and he's encouraging you to keep walking up the stairs. So whatever journey you're on right now, keep going on the journey. Don't be afraid. Rest when you have to, but keep going. Keep going because you have important things to do. He's always there. You can always ask him spiritual questions or for guidance. He's still there. Okay, so I hope that resonates with you. If it didn't, I'd like you to tell us that too, so that we all can learn from it as well. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, all right. Storm fields. I get storm fields. He says, "You have come through so many storm fields, and I've been with you all along, just helping you out, getting you down into the basement, whatever had to be done. And you have become such a gentle gardener. You take care of people so well. And look at these little animals here. There's little fairies on top of what seems to be little eggs. And so, you've got the fairies working with you and the little elementals. And that's so beautiful, honestly. When you're outside, these come around you all the time." He said, and I love this. This is the last one. "Your peaks of joy, your joy that you live in, inspires me." And look at it's a number 33, which is a master number. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. You're leaping with joy. And he said, "I love watching it. It's beautiful." Wow. Amazing. All right. Thank you, Suzanne.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Mackenzie Carreria, and she's the one that kind of popped in and said her dad's name is Frank. And so I said, "Do you want a reading?" And she said, "Yes." So here we go.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. So Mackenzie, I don't get to choose how I interact with them. They show me what they're going to show me. And for some reason, and so maybe this is evidence that he's showing me, some reason he's showing me a real close up of a rabbit's face, especially the nose and the mouth. And, or it almost, it was so close, I guess it could be a deer or something. Um, So close. So what Frank are you trying to show me? What are you showing me? He's saying, I like how that you are nibbling and sampling all the spiritual realms, all the different things that you can do. That by being on YouTube, by watching these things, like shows like this, you're sampling. You
Mm-hmm.
may be sampling in other ways, but he's showing me that he's just thrilled with the sampling that you're doing. Tell me a little bit more, please, Frank. And it looks like he's kind of picking up the rabbit, putting the rabbit in his lap and petting the rabbit. The rabbit kind of, is representing you. And so he's giving you assurance. Please don't be afraid. Don't be afraid as you do this sampling. Don't be afraid of what you're going to learn, all the different things you're going to experience. He's like, we have such an incomplete knowledge over here on our side. We have such an incomplete knowledge. And the knowledge over there, if we could have their knowledge, we would never be afraid of anything. And the one problem with that is we still have human bodies that are expendable. So he's saying, keep sampling, keep moving ahead, don't be afraid. And if you're ever afraid, just kind of think of him, his love and care that are greatly expanded. So, okay, there you go.
So I've got here, he's so grateful you came here today because he was hoping that you would ask about him. And so he's showing you his gratitude in this card. He said, there's some forgiveness that needs to be taken. And I don't know if it's between Frank and you, or you and your mom, or you and your sister. There's two women in here, but that doesn't really mean anything. He's wanting you to forgive. He said, you don't have to forget, but you need to forgive because you're the one holding on to it. It's like holding on to a hot poker. It's not good for you to hold anything, not forgive somebody. And they said, unfortunately, you may have already tried to take the first step. He's asking you to do it again. I know my own daughter took the first step many, many times until she finally couldn't do that anymore. She said somebody else has to make the first step. But if you haven't forgiven somebody, then make the first step and see what you can do. Okay.
Yeah.
I got some feedback here from Suzanne, and so I'm going to run it by you. She said she had heard in her mind that her dad was not permitted to come through before you started to read, and you were having a hard time getting him.
I was having a hard time.
And then I said, maybe it was somebody else. I don't know. She said her dad was not a good father when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Suzanne, I saw your comment, so that's why I was going to ask Allie if we could kind of take a look at this real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if your dad was not permitted before or something to come and talk to you. I really don't know about that, but I do know that their time is not our time. So maybe in another reading he wasn't permitted to, and that now he was. I do know it was really hard to reach him. And when you're on a show like this, I want to reach them so I can give you a message. So the reality is that we, the reader over here, can force it a little bit sometimes. We can cause it to happen whether we like it, whether they kind of like it or not. So that might happen, but I do feel really strongly to tell you about my mother, because your dad wasn't a really good dad over here. Now, my dad was a great dad. Oh my gosh, he was a great dad. But my mother was physically and emotionally abusive. Sometimes she could show great grace, and other times just not at all. And in fact, uh, I was much more worried that I might actually encounter her over there. I was a little worried about what's gonna happen, over there. And
Yeah.
what I learned is that, they're in their wholeness over there. When they go over there, they recognize what they did wrong. They are very forgiving of themselves and others. Um, my mom started to interact with me more, and she never asked forgiveness at all. And
Mhm.
it wasn't until I'd say about 2 months ago, she suddenly came through and asked for forgiveness, real forgiveness, because my mom was one of those people that did those blanket apologies. Well, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings forever for all of your life. I'm asking forgiveness for all of your life. Like,
Oh dear.
no,
Yeah.
that means you don't really want to own up to what you did. And
Mhm.
but I'm okay with her now. Even before she asked for forgiveness, I was okay. I could appreciate her in her wholeness. I could appreciate the fact that my soul had to let go of some of that rancor with her and accept it. And the other thing is that, it doesn't mean you have to be all lovey-dovey with them. I'm sorry this is taking a little bit long, but so I was in a private reading with somebody, and they asked me if that they practice Reiki, and they asked me, could what do spirits think about me practicing Reiki on myself for a full year and healing my eyesight? Now, what they didn't know is that enraged me. I mean, that made me so freaking mad, because my mom was believed in faith healing, and she believed that I did not have enough faith to heal my own eyes. And she,
Mm.
she held that over my head almost all of my life.
Uh-huh.
It was one of those things like, you don't know what you're talking about. She's still looking through glasses. Like that was the end all be all of my existence. And it really, so,
Wow.
so it's so funny in these readings. So I was just like, oh, can you give me a moment? And I kind of went inside, tried to ground, like, this isn't about you, Terri. This isn't about you. Come on,
Uh-huh.
calm down. And so went back, and her last guide, this is going to sound weird, was looked like a great big old jelly bean on my stage. It was a humongous jelly bean with
Uh-huh.
wings. Her name was Sylvia, and as she was done giving her message to the person, she turned around and, with these wings that would have made a bumblebee jealous, flew off. And I'm like, did I really see that? I'm like, whoa. And then she asked this question about the eyesight, and
Mhm.
suddenly my mom is on my stage, and I'm like, what the hell? What
Yeah.
the hell? And I'm like, I'm not saying that out loud to the person. Inside, I'm like, and I'm giving my mom a hard time. What are you doing on my stage? Why are you here?
Oh.
I don't appreciate this. You're the one who made me so angry about this. And I'm like to my sitter, like, moment. And then I'm having this argument, like, why are you here? I'm swearing a little, even. Here I am in this spiritual thing, and I'm not very spiritual, you know. And she said, Terri, I'm here to answer the question. Do do you want the answer? And I'm like, okay, yes, I do. I do. I really do. And she said, Terri, tell her yes. Tell her to do that. Tell her, because she said, either she will heal her eyesight or she won't. Either
Mhm.
way, she's going to learn a deep spiritual lesson. And I'm like, okay. okay, so I go, I tell her that, and then look back at my mom on the stage. And my mom was very kitschy, kitschy. And she looks at me like, you know, hi. And then she turns a little bit so I can see her back. And she kicks up one foot and goes, a really kitschy lady. She always was. And she's got the little wings on and she's going, and she turns around and flies off. And I'm like, what the hell? What? Did you steal those? You're not listening to me. Did you? Because she's still,
Oh my goodness.
I'm,
Wow. Wow.
oh my God. But that was sort of healing. Yes,
Uh-huh.
they are not, I mean, she never at that point asked forgiveness,
Right.
but she was still her, but she was the better parts of her. And so you are going to find this
Okay.
with your dad too. That slowly his spirit is healing. That's why at some points he can't be contacted because he's healing. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're eventually going to be able
Mm-hmm.
to interact with him in such a way that it will bring out um, that. Now, I also, my, you said your dad doesn't need to apologize or you've forgiven him. I also had to do that, but I
Mm-hmm.
was really stunned that about 2 months ago in a different reading, my mom came through and actually apologized for specific things. It
Oh, so
wasn't a
this is
blanket
just
apology.
it's like timing.
Yeah.
She got to the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our
Yeah.
time isn't their time.
Right.
Um, I hope that story will help you kind of look through that and look for these little places where that you're going to heal, he's going to heal. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Anne, you're right. We've all signed up for these deep soul lessons before we got here. And they're hard.
Hmm.
That when you're a child and you have that, that's very, very hard. You had your grandfather come through to apologize. Okay. Well,
Well,
Grandpa's doing his job over there, apparently, because if Dad came through, maybe he's helping him work on what the deal was. We only have to guess it, of course.
yeah.
Anyway, Suzanne, we love you, dear. I'm sorry
Yeah.
that
And
you were, yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I'm glad you let us know. It's a learning curve for us all, honestly. Yeah.
right. It is really important that you kind of let us know these things. Like
Hmm.
even like the other day, I found out that I would read for somebody's dad, and they're like, "Nope, didn't get my dad." But they came back and asked again, and so then we were a little bit more careful. I was reading the Jean and Terry Lee, a little bit more careful to check back,
Hmm.
and like, does that sound like your dad?
Does
Because
that sound like him? Yeah.
right, because if we get somebody and it's not them, we do want to know. I mean, everybody in the chat has a dad too, and they may really want. In other words, there's a lot of spirits around. It's hard for us to sort out through them, and if somebody else has more intention, they come through, and then
Hmm.
we get the wrong
Right.
person.
Right. Well, it's probably very true, Suzanne. But I have to say, I know because I've seen you and you've been on this channel with me before, not as a guest, but you know what I mean,
Mhm.
that you are a very spiritual person, very loving and kind and honorable person. And so you could have taken the lesson where you decided to be like them and for retribution, or go the other way and you pick the other way.
Mhm.
And he's never been a good person. Okay, he'll not be coming back. All right, he's got a lot of stuff to do. He's got a lot of cleaning up to do. That's probably why. Thank you, dear. I want to get to these. We're at the top of the hour, but we've got Light 777, Tarot Your Way, Cynthia Pierce, and Sonia Pinola. And if we have time, Kimber, we'll see what we can do, but we're really tight on time today. So, Light 777 manifested a new job. Excellent. Going back into teaching. Woohoo! How will your new job go? Wow. Congratulations. Um, we need good teachers. There's a lot of people leaving, and we need you. So, Hi, Rossi.
My guides immediately put a big birthday cake on my stage with candles. It's a huge
Ooh.
cake. I mean, not so big that something pop out of the kind of cake, but it's a big cake.
Mhm.
And they're just celebrating. I think it's going to go well. I kind of keep hearing, "You are the frosting on the cake," or something like that. This is just very good. I think it'll go well.
Mm.
Like any job, it'll have its ups and downs, but
Yeah.
um, I think this is going to work well for me. Good
And if you
job
meant,
manifesting.
I know. I know. I was just going to say that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's see what I get. Ooh wee. Were you hired by a man? I have a male energy, a man that played a role in your teaching, in getting in your decision or your interview or something, and that there were blocks that you had that made you unavailable for you at the time. When you this is what you've come through though, and look at this. You're ready to express yourself, communicate, and be heard. And that's what you're going to do. You've got the microphone, girl. You've got the microphone. Wowee. Congratulations. That's great. That's wonderful. Yes, we love our teachers. All right. Mr. Thomas, when my father died in 84, my brother lost his best friend. Does my father, Jim, have a message for my brother, Daryl? Well, okay, we can try that. He may actually have one for you too,
Right.
Thomas. But let's see.
So, your father, Jim, is showing me a bouquet of flowers. Um, they often show me bouquets to show different things, but this one is very unusual in that every single piece of it is camouflage colors.
Hmm.
And he's drawing my attention up to the bouquet, not so much the stems. The stems are being hidden. I'm just really close up into the flowers. And I see your dad, Jim, and your brother, Daryl, going through this jungle of flowers in this camouflage. And he says, life is an adventure. Live the adventure. He's somehow referring to time, that it's been a long time since he's been there, but live the adventure. He's on the adventure with you. They're all on the adventure together. Okay, is there anything specific for Daryl? Any specific message you really want to give Daryl? He says the gold is inside. The gold that you seek is inside you. It's inside you. And he's talking to Daryl directly. It's okay to keep seeking it out in the world and worrying about it and everything, but it's really all inside you. So do take time to discover what's inside of you, discover yourself, to really, really kind of do a deep dive inside. So the other feeling I get is, he's really with you on this adventure. He's just always there. The veil is very thin. Both of you could easily talk to him and, and you know,
Yeah,
tell him
that's what I
things,
got. That's what
complain.
I got too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So just right there, right there.
I get that you need your brother can ask him for guidance and he will deliver it, but I don't know how spiritual your brother is. So I'm guessing that he might not be as elevated maybe spiritually as you are, Thomas. In other words, you've dipped your toes here now. You've got your own channel and everything. But both of you can ask for guidance, he says, but specifically says that about Daryl. He said you learn to trust, learn to trust the messages that you get and receive, and that you are hearing and seeing and feeling exactly what it is that's happening. Trust that message. Make sure you do. You have the freedom, he says. You have the freedom to do whatever it is. He feels completely free up there, and he wants you to know he's just doing great and loves it and loves to be able to see you. And he's looking down upon you both as he flies above. And Thomas, this is a special message for you. He said, you are doing a great job. And he loves here that it will take a while, slow and steady progress. Don't rush it like a turtle would, but he loves seeing what you're doing. And he says, you're doing it the right way. You're in no rush. You're practicing it. And here it is for you. Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much, Thomas. I hope that helps out. All right. Cynthia Pierce wonders if we have any messages from her guides. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and all the people that are in the chat that we may not have heard or hear. We love and appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to the dads.
This is really unusual. There is a couch on my stage, and your guys are sitting on the couch watching you eating popcorn. And
Like
they're
Michael
like,
Jackson.
they're like, throwing it off and eating it. And they're like, this is funny. I don't know if they're being rude or they're watching you sort something out, and they're really entertained by it. Okay.
Oh,
So what are you guys saying to Cynthia? What do you? They're saying, you're doing a good job. Keep searching. You are very entertaining. Keep going. You are going through something. They want you to work through it. They want you to look at every little piece of it. Don't be afraid to look at it. Don't be afraid to say, does this mean something bad? Does this mean something good? Does this, and to swear once in a while, I mean, they are having such a good time watching you sorting out whatever you got to sort out right now. You can yell at them and say, get off the couch and help me. That's permissible. Okay, but they are enjoying watching you. I would love to know what you're doing.
Oh my God. So I'm getting the feeling that sometimes things happen and you're a bit confused as to how that happened or why did that happen. And maybe these little guys on the couch, maybe they're doing some stuff that's just like, they're pulling your leg, or they're playing with your hair. I don't know what it is, but it's them. It's your spirit guides. They're absolutely there with you. And they say, wow, look at that. I love that confusion. They say, You're just headed towards success. Believe whatever it is that you think you see, because it's us, and we're having fun watching your growth. We're watching all the things you do, and you're doing so well. You've got really good intuition. Look at that. You got the third eye intuition, and they're saying trust that intuition. Don't guess. What if it tells you what you should need to do? Trust in that intuition and know that you are right, because we all have it. And Cynthia, you have it too. Oh, that's the camouflage is the wardrobe. They used to hunt and fish together, Terry.
Well,
Thomas says, yeah. Oh, you're welcome, honey.
yeah.
Wow. Hi, Jay Marcus. It's nice to see you. Wow, that is so interesting, Thomas.
Yeah.
Sonia Pinola, do you have a message for me about a new love?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
I think they're telling you to keep your eyes open. I think that they want you to keep your eyes open for this new love, because they're showing me that the new love comes in a plain brown lunch sack, not a big gift. And they're saying, don't overlook it. Don't overlook it. So, a plain brown lunch sack, is a little subtle. It's a homemade meal. It's but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that person represented by that bag is any less deep, any less right for you. So just be careful not to overlook the steady guy, the steady guy.
The steady guy.
They're not
the guy that's in a plain brown wrapper and not a fancy bow and wrapping. Okay. Sometimes they can be the best ones. Yeah, absolutely. I have here I don't know. It's in their DNA. Whatever it is, it's perfect for you, or it's in your DNA to find this perfect man. In other words, this one's seeking you as much as you're seeking them. Don't worry. It says here sometimes accesses or there are barriers to go through. I'm going to say barriers. There might be some barriers to go through, but that doesn't mean that it isn't worth it. There may be distance or something, like he may be live further away than you want him to or whatever. But I get here that you are going to seal a deal and you're going to get messages. It's like a wax seal. You're going to get it and you'll seal a deal with this person. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I really like what Terry had to say. It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. All right. Kimber, are you here? I don't think so. So I wanted to share this with you because she wanted you to know that you shared information on the Maryland story, and she wanted you to know they're trying to have a lock of her hair analyzed for additional drugs that we're told I found a man who owns it. Okay. Wow. And then she says she found a top scientist in Strasbourg, probably France, I'm thinking, for hair analysis, and he's willing to do the test. Do you feel they'll find anything else than we were told? Oh, you are here, Kimber. Okay. I'll do you afterwards, honey.
Okay. So we're going to re-prepare. Okay. Well, Karen, I don't want to like get your hopes up or anything, but they're showing me a powder keg of like TNT.
Oh,
And I have a feeling that when the results come back, it may be very subtle and you'll have to kind of put the parts together, but the parts kind of add up to a powder keg. So, um,
mm,
however, I don't also see that I don't know if it's going to answer questions or just make more questions. I'm wondering if he can do her DNA at the same time.
yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know why that matters, but they've been kind of talking to me a little bit about that, like maybe because the DNA would only show where she comes from.
Well, yes, but it would prove that the hair was hers.
That's true. So it's something about that.
Yeah,
If he's doing the hair analysis, maybe he can do the DNA at the same time or something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good. That would
Okay.
be good.
Yeah. So
All
sorry,
right.
I need more.
Yeah. Well, she just kind of came in just a second ago, so you got lucky that we could do it. Actually, Karen, thank you, dear. Thank you. So Kimber is here, and she just wonders if we can give her a message for the upcoming week, and then we'll be done today. Thank you. Oh, okay. They did do the DNA. Okay.
Of that hair, not other hairs.
Okay.
Okay. This is okay. So all morning long, a song has been playing in my head. Somehow this song has something for you in it.
Oh.
And it's Juice Newton's song, Playing with the Queen of Hearts.
Ah.
And
That's a great
the
song.
song, because this song is not going away. And when I tuned into your spirit, it came back again really strong. And so in a lot of ways, this song is about motion going forward, waiting on the 12, she's waiting on the
Yeah.
1207. She's going to get on this
Mhm.
train. So for part of it is motion for you. I would Google this song and look at the lyrics, maybe even play
Yeah.
it and see what it says to you. Because remember, my reading of this is not as important as your reading of what
That's
this means
true.
to you. But the other line that's standing out is, playing with the Queen of Hearts, knowing it isn't really smart. The Joker isn't the only fool that can do anything for you. So there's something in there about don't be tricked this week.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's what I got.
Awesome. So I got expect the unexpected. Something unexpected is going to come up today or this week for you, Kimber. It doesn't look like it's bad. It looks magical. And they want you to trust it because it's something maybe you've been asking for or maybe you've been wanting. I don't know. But it may take you looking at it through a different perspective. In other words, it may come through and it may be what you wanted, but it may not look exactly like you wanted it. And I'll give you an example because it's crazy, but Sherry, Voices in the Swamps, wanted a new car. Oh my God, she wanted a new car and she wanted a new car. And it didn't happen. And then her son got in a car accident and now she's getting a new car. So that wasn't the way she wanted it to come through. But the universe listens and gives it to us in the way that we either ask for it or expect it, or, we have to be very specific sometimes when we want something. So expect the unexpected. I don't think it's anything bad. I think it's something really good. So thanks for hanging around and being here with us and sticking around, even though I didn't know if I could do that for you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you all for Keith's birthday wishes as well. And today is Dream Detective Kate's birthday as well. And I want to wish her a happy birthday. And it's a happy Father's Day to all, and to your husbands. And you used to listen to Juice Newton all the time. And she's got a court case Tuesday.
Well, I would Google those lyrics and find out what they have for you.
Yeah, it was definitely for you then. That message was for you. Good luck with the case, dear. Good luck with the case. I hope it works out well for you. So thank you. You're welcome. Everybody have a great day.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.